in
Anya,
life?
it's almost winter time in Moscow.
Really?
Last week when we had a conversation, it was
Mm-hmm.
sunny and warm, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's snowing
Really?
the third day in a row, and it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's melting down, but it's unusual to see the snow in first part of October.
True. I cannot believe it because here in New York it's plus 25, sunny, beautiful out, and people are wearing t-shirts and shorts. It's what a great difference
Yes.
it is.
And how was your week? What did you do?
Oh, there was a really productive week and exciting and lots of really good work. And also, I was attending Metropolitan Opera. It was 3 days this week, which is a lot. But I'm getting some culture, something that inspires me a lot before my trip to Paris. So tomorrow, the same time, I will be on a plane flying to Paris. So I'm getting ready for the trip, and there is a lot to do before that, as always. But I'm excited. It's always great feeling before you fly, before you go to the different country. You
Yes,
know how it feels.
yes. That's very nice.
It used to be such a big adventure in my life, and I'm happy that I can still keep this feeling like a child, even it's my probably 20th time that I'm going to France. But every single time, it feels great. I just keep reminding myself that, wow, this is something, it just doesn't happen to ordinary people. You have to be work
Yes,
really
yes,
hard.
yes, Anya.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my goal because it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be your 20th time,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't in Paris before, so that's one of my goal to see
Oh.
the city, see France. I've been just in the airport,
Mm-hmm.
but like to
Mm-hmm.
discover the city and different places in the world as
Mm-hmm.
well.
That is great. So probably next time we'll do our interview from Paris. That might be something different, something exciting. And then one day we'll probably be recording it sitting in Paris, having some coffee in one of the cafes. So today I really wanted to,
Absolutely.
absolutely, that's great. Let's make it a plan and a new goal. And I wanted to talk about your article that you published recently, which absolutely impressed me with its clarity, how well it is said. And the article is about goal setting. It's about the importance of getting the goals. That there is a similarity between people who achieve, who are living amazing life, and this is the ability to know what they want in their life and the ability to write down their goals. Can you say a little bit more about it, like with your own example? The life that you are living now, is it similar? Was it planned? Or is it just by accident and you got lucky to have this exciting life that you do have right now in Moscow?
Anya, thank you very much for your question. And we talked about the subject of goal setting before,
Right.
but your question is very focused now.
Yes.
And it's one of my favorite subjects, Anya. Goal setting and clarity and planning is I think usual for people. I've discovered, I've searched, I had conversation and interviews, and that's one of the basic skill that you need to learn, you need to apply in your own life.
True.
To live a little bit different. And I've been searching and practice this subject, the goal setting, for maybe 8-9 years, and now I understand that this skill is one of the most important in life, Anya. And we mentioned before that when you focus, when you know exactly what you want, you achieve this much more faster and
True.
better than if you don't know what you're going to do with your life and goals. And that's points, that's that can help you to see what you're going, where you're going, and what kind of steps you need to take.
Like a roadmap. So you're in one place and you need to get another place. You have to know where to go.
There are a lot of statistics. There are a lot of examples in life, in newspapers about this, in percentage. And you mentioned this article. It's part of my book. You already read this in Russian. But yes, now it's translated in English. It didn't edit yet. It wasn't edited. How to say edited?
It hasn't been edited yet.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. And
that's great.
Now for about 3 years, I've started to write down my major 10 goals in life every single morning.
You do that every single morning. Why is this important? I
have my notebooks filled maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, but I thought, if it's so important, if some people have goals for New Year and, for example, write down and forget about this list, and something they have changes, they achieved a lot. Without that, you don't achieve that.
Right.
And I thought, wow, that's our subconscious mind work like this. When you write down your goals, you focus during the day on your goals, on your vision. It helps during your day to see your priorities. Where should you go? What kind of activities you need to take?
True.
Because that kind of goals can be 1 year ahead, 5 years or 10 years, and you see much more clear in the future, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but you know exactly what do you want to achieve in your own life, short term and long term. That will help you to see the opportunities, to see people, to see any information you need for that.
Exactly. Well, I think it's more important also to have a resistance to the distractions, because then you know it's a goal, it's your own, not somebody else's. Then it's more likely you'll be moving to the right direction. And because every person, they have their own personal goals, and if you don't have your own, then you will be helping someone else to get faster to their goals. Do you agree with that? Is it important to differentiate which goals are yours and which goals are borrowed from just random people that want to engage you into something helping them? So is it important to choose to be very selective? How do you think?
It's very important. It's very important, Anya, because sometimes, and even in my own life, I've set some goals, and I think, why don't achieve them? Why don't go closer to them?
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what's going on. But when I started to discover, why do I need this kind of car? Why do I need this kind of apartment or house? And I started to realize that these wishes, these dreams, these goals are just from media, from
because everybody else is having it.
Yeah. It's not my real, not what I really want. It's something different. Well, I want this because my neighbor have this, or I want to have this to and you want this kind of goals because something inside wants that.
True.
Do I need this kind of salary for what? To feel more important, to be better in your lady's eyes, or something like this.
Absolutely.
Something,
yes.
Something have different. Have reason.
Yeah, it's very true. Yes, because to be able to impress other people usually does not make you happy. That worked in my life. And once you realize what you truly want, to feel accomplished, to feel that you are doing something important, you're changing the world, you have an important life to live, then a lot of things changes, and I just noticed for me, it was looking differently at everything that I see every day of my life. So I clearly could see where I'm wasting my time. And that if I go and do that, because every activity, everything that we are doing, it's a choice. That it's a step closer to our goals and our dream life, or it's a step away from it. So you can see it so clearly that I think that that's only that will save you a lot of time and energy to just walking. And there is another question I'm really curious to ask you.
Can I add some information
Absolutely,
to what you just said?
Please,
yeah,
yes.
Absolutely, I agree with you that it's not easy to form your habit, to set goals, to do some activities, and you just said that you see more clearly that where you waste your time and where you're not really productive. And also, it's not easy for me, Anya. Now I understand that, or I shouldn't do that. It's don't bring me to my goal.
Right.
And but even understanding that, it's difficult to do something different.
True.
Because every day during maybe years you did the same way, and if you want to do something different, you had to do, and it's not comfortable. It's not easy for I think most people.
Yes, till you develop the habit, you have to change the way you're thinking, change your mind, change something inside, change your vision towards things. And then it will be easier, because then it will be natural. Because what I noticed, the big shift for me was to understand if you're like pushed to the goals, or you feel like you're being pulled, like internal and external motivation. When it is external, then it feels like you are very uncomfortable, you have no choice but do something. You don't have a job, then you need to find one, so you become motivated because you need an income. But once you achieve it, then sometimes you lose motivation, and what happens is that you have to find something inside. It's like a battery that will charge you, and it's something that makes you wake up every morning at 5 o'clock that early, to go to gym, to start your day very productively, to be very selective and choosy with their people that you're talking to, and every single minute of the day would be spent differently. So I think that's, if you have this internal motivation, this is the strongest, and that it lasts. This doesn't stop. And even if you sometimes, and it often happens when you face the difficulties, the problems, even that, it will not stop you. Because
Anya, and how can a person, how can people in general find this motivation?
For me, I think it's inspiration. When you meet someone, there's a meeting that inspires you. You meet the person and you see that he or she is living amazing life, and you have this desire to have the same. It's energy that charges you. I find it in people that inspire me, and that's in traveling. When you are going to the trips to the different countries, then there's a lot more that you're exposed to. You see how people live, you have a taste of different culture, and somehow you cannot live your life the way you used to. You just cannot do it anymore. Did you notice that every time that you travel, and it was great that you were telling me before, after your trip to United States, a lot of things has changed. So you just realized you cannot live your life the same way that you used to before the trip. And it happens. You just have to be open to things. You read books, watch some films and the movies that have this power of inspiring. And one film that I saw, it's a Russian documentary about the man who basically jumped from the ship and survived in an ocean to get out of the country. I sent you the link. It's really inspiring. And this is something that you see, you watch, you feel how you have this fire inside you. It's just lit. And even it is a problem, you see there's no way that you can get to your goal. Like the whole world is against you. Sometimes I think you all have this feeling that you cannot find the right people to help you. You've been criticized a lot. A lot of people, they don't understand you. They do not believe in you, and even because you're not really completely sure yourself, and in this moment it's still fragile, and you need the support and help more than in any other time, and then you get criticized instead of support. It's difficult, it's hard, but then you are able to go through that anyway, and eventually your efforts will be rewarded. That's something that is important, to keep this fire going. That's why never stop talking to inspiring people. Never stop reading books or traveling or doing all of the above, whatever is available. It's not like that you get inspired once and it will last for a lifetime. For me, it doesn't. What about you? Where do you get your inspiration?
Anya, as Zig Ziglar probably said, that motivation doesn't take for lifetime as taking a shower, so you need to take it daily.
Absolutely.
And and what you shared with me, your ideas and your thoughts, it's very similar to me. I asked this question to you, Anya, because sometimes I think, why I don't have a motivation, why I don't want to do this. I know that I have almost 5 hours and I don't use it wisely. I know that I can do much more. I can do something very, very useful for my future, but sometimes I don't really do this, Anya. And even if I know that what's going on, but it's not easy to discover yourself inside. What's going on there?
Oh yeah.
And I think sometimes it's happened like this, Anya. We are going up, and it can be periods like this, and
Absolutely.
then go further, and then a little bit. It's not like just there.
No, there's no short way.
It can be plateau, it can be down a little bit, but it's very interesting process.
Yeah. Remember, like probably you told me that there's no elevator to success. There's no like lift. It's a step by step by step, and sometimes steps are really high and difficult to step, and you feel tired. There's not like the lift or the escalator where you just get in, do nothing, and then it will just lift you up. No, it doesn't happen. You have to work really hard for that. And sometimes you work really hard, and you do not see the results.
Anya, and what do you know the word awareness?
Yeah.
And how do you understand this word? And what's your opinion about that? Should we develop this? Is it skill or is it something different? What do you think about this?
Well, I think awareness, it's the state of mind. It's not really the action, and it is the state of being when you are truly are in the present moment, knowing what's happening in that life, and you're observing your mind, your how it feels, and it's important you're taking notes, how it feels comfortable, not comfortable. I think this is a crucial thing to be able to do, and the most difficult. And that is why most people, I would say about 97% of the population, are not able to be in the state of awareness, because there's just so many distractions. There's usually these voices in your head that there's like the monkey that it's jumping and it never stops. And it's important to like calm it down. That's for me. I have this image when you said this word, that you just have to like really make this monkey to sit down and to see, are you really in the place where you want to be? Are you truly happy? Because most people, they're not even asking their question. They're like machines. Every day there's so many thoughts that chatter in their mind, and they're living their life based on the reaction, response. All they have the stimulus and response, and maybe that is why we have so many people that are not very happy. They're doing the job that they hate. They have low income. They never travel, and they're feeling miserable, and they have no friends, and they continue to do the same thing, hoping to get the different result. And it just doesn't happen. Well, because they're not being in the state of awareness. This is the state where I think you answer a very serious question, where you are in life right now. And if you are in the place where you want to be the most, or you need to do something to change it. And it's not very comfortable to admit that, oh, you're really not where you want to be, and you have to do something to make it different. So it's very difficult. It's important to get away from all the distractions. You can feel it in a state of meditation. I think it's important to have this feeling of being present in the moment. Because when you're not in the state of awareness, you're not living your life. Do you agree with that? Like, you're not completely living. What do you think?
Like almost in, like you sleep.
True. Yeah, sleepwalking. You say in English. So you feel like your eyes are open, and you're probably walking and talking and doing something, but you're not really present, right? So it's always, you're constantly thinking about something that was in the past. You're living your life in the past or in the future.
Yeah.
You're not feeling, because the state of awareness, you have to feel it, that like you're breathing. That's, you feel, because we always breathe, always. It's always in the present. It is well, you just realize, okay, I'm just sitting down on a chair or on a sofa. Or is it like soft or hard? Sometimes it's just good to like switch on, like turn on your brain and just wake up and just realize, oh my God, so I'm sleeping or not. Yeah.
And how do you turn off this kind of distractions? You just what do? You just
I think it's a lot of it. It's good that we have the control button. So, for example, on the phone, I have, that what happens when you're on social media. Then you have all kinds of alerts, all kinds of emails, calls. That's a very important button. Like, it's an off button. So you have to like turn it off and be in the present moment, because I think watching television, being on the phone all the time, it distracts you from real life. And in the United States, I see that a lot, because almost everyone here, they have mobile phones, and they're living their life basically writing down something like text messages. They're not in the present moment. When they go to their restaurant, all they do is that they take photos and they post them on Facebook, and they check how many likes do they have. They're doing all that instead of enjoying the company, the meal, and being in the present moment. It's just distracting. So sometimes you have to shut it down. You have to take your phone, put it away. So just decide this can wait. And there's a lot of things that people can do. Yoga, sport, being out in the nature when it's quiet. I think that's what you do, because I saw your photos with their views of nature. They're amazing. When you just open your eyes and then you start looking around you, it's like you see it for the very first time. Well, you can imagine that you're walking home the same way every day, but then you're not really noticed it. Sometimes it's good to walk the same way from home to your work or somewhere else, and then just start noticing people around, colors, temperature, weather, everything. And it's very good when we talk. Every time we start talking about the weather. And it's interesting that most people that I know, they don't even notice. Well, they wake up, they get to work, and they cannot even notice what's weather outside, unless it's thunderstorm or something. Can you imagine that? So is anything else you do from that list, or you do something different? And how do you think, is it important for your life to be aware?
I turned off my push notifications as well. But sometimes I just want to go and check my email. I just want to check my social networks accounts. And now I'm getting better. Anya. I absolutely agree with you that modern people, especially young teenagers and almost everyone in business life, and they want to go in Facebook and Instagram and do something there, and it's different time. And I agree with you that we should be in a present. We should think about what I'm grateful for, what's going on right here, not in the past, not what could be in the future or can be in the future. We don't know, but why worry about this? Just try to change your thoughts, change your focus.
Absolutely. Yes, because we do not know. That might be the last hour. It may be the last thing that you see in your life. There's things happen in the planet. There's 9/11 happen, and there's all those other things that
Anya,
are out of control. Because we can only control our life when we live externally, and I'm sure, well, you and I, we both plan to live a very long and happy life, but sometimes it's just things happen in the world, and sometimes it makes you think the life is really precious and fragile, and wasting your life, that would be the worst thing to do. If you just imagine for a second that you only have to live, say, another day, another 24 hours, what would you do different? Would you still watch all stupid videos on YouTube or check your social media? Is that what you'll be doing if it will be your last day that you live? Sometimes this question really wakes me up and makes me feel that awareness that no, I can do better than this. My life can be really important, and I want to do something that makes me truly happy. Not easy, but just happy. So I think that's it's just important to feel that it's the life in the world is just so precious, so beautiful. And that's what it's a result of our thoughts and of our actions and of our words. And that is why I think it is so important to constantly talking. And it's not our first interview, and we constantly talking about these essential things. And they may be the same. They may be, well, they're very similar. There's nothing new, but talking about this all over again, that helps the seed that we planted. It helps it grow. Repeating that a lot, it's so important, because you just if you don't do it, then you forget. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pasha cannot hear you. Yes, now it's good. Yes.
I just read a quote recently, maybe 3 or 4 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you very inspirational words that be careful what you talking about because you're listening to.
Right. Wow, it's very deep and I like it. I never heard it before.
Yeah, our thoughts, our words are very powerful, and what you just said, I believe in that. I think that works very well, and I try to stop myself when I have some negative thoughts or something like this, and okay, you can change it, you can control it.
True.
Opa, you change it, and you have great attitude, you have very nice mood. When you're thinking about something bad or something that you had difficult conversation or not really good situation, you can change it because that's already happened. That's already in the past. Why you need to grow it? Why you need thinking about this and be in that situation right now?
Yeah.
When you live there behind you.
Yeah, you cannot change it anyway. It's already happened.
Yeah.
And it probably is not important because if it happened in the past, then you can learn from it. But it doesn't mean that you have to live in there. So you can do something in the present so your future will be different. So it's really good to just acknowledge it, but that's it. Not blaming yourself that you did something wrong. I just don't believe in mistakes. I just believe in learning. So when you learn from your actions.
Anya, do you believe that every person, every situation, everything has a reason? Everything is maybe a teacher, a mentor, or learning experience for you. You need to learn something from this. Do you believe in that?
Yes, I believe in it 100%. Because everything that happens in my life, it is learning. And every person that I meet in my life, every person is a teacher for me.
Anya,
yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I agree with you. I believe that too. Anya, for example, I had a situation recently. For example, you are good friends with someone.
Yes.
And you don't really understand each other in one situation.
True. Yeah,
you strongly believe that you are right. And he or she believes that she or he right. And you had disconnection. You didn't understand each other, and you had not really scandal or not really
argument.
Yeah. But do you think it's necessary to say sorry? But you don't feel that you are wrong. You are right. Should you say sorry? You to be first to say sorry, or should you wait for that person? He cannot. But probably you understand that he believes that he or she is right, and he or she is not going to be the first to communicate, to understand each other. What would you do?
That's interesting because when you are changing your life and do something different, it just inevitably it happens that you have arguments with people because people are not changing; they're staying in the same state. They don't recognize you, and there's always a conflict unless you have friends that are developing with you and walking the same way. Then always what happens, some people you have arguments, you stop being friends with some people, your relationship just completely goes wrong and very bad. And in your situation, I don't think that it's really even important who says sorry. Sometimes I would do that, because for me it doesn't really mean anything. It's important that how I feel inside. If that me apologizing makes other person happy, I would say that. But I would just just kind of in future, I would make a decision to maybe spend less time with a friend who has totally different opinion, which I respect. And I think it's important to be respectful that we are all different, and people, they have their responsibility for their own life. For example, that I know I've met people with so different view on life. I believe that one person can't change your life, and I don't really believe in luck. And I've met some people who, for example, believe that you only have to wait till you get lucky, and then everything just happens. Until that, all the efforts doesn't make any sense. I know that it's not my life philosophy. It's totally against my nature. So I'm constantly looking for people who are similar, like-minded to me, and I spend more time with them. Because as long as you have people in your life who understand you completely, who believe in you, who make you feel bad, then these people deserve more attention. And people who are different, it's just kind of a waste of time and energy. And I feel that these are resources that could be spent better and wiser. These are really important resources. And sometimes you just waste an hour or two and a lot of energy trying to convince other person in something like totally different. And you cannot even do that, because maybe even if this person agrees with you, it will not be his like true internal feeling. And it's just something that in future, I don't think that that will change his life. The person has to be ready. And honestly, truly, I don't know exactly what's right, how to live my life right. I just like to live my life the way I do, and I absolutely enjoy the results. I like it. So it requires a lot of time and effort. So I think I'm just appreciating more time. I would rather be alone and spend more time alone, working on something that excites me and makes me feel happy, than spend time with people who are critical and believe in something different. And not only they believe in this, but they also try to change me, because we just don't really have the right to do that. And that is why spending a lot of time in Europe or living in the United States, that changed. The culture is different here. And I think one of the greatest things about living in America, that you can be different and it is okay. And it's just a general respect for being an individual, which is really important, that you are accepted and respected the way you are, and nobody's trying to change you. So did I answer your question? I think it's just something like random.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Anya, and do you always help people? For example, he or she, that person, ask you for the help, or even he didn't ask, but you know that you can help him. And do you always do something for this person, or you understand it's much better if he does it by himself? It's good learning experience for he or she. Or for example, you contact him with another person you know, probably your friend who can help him, but you are not sure if he how to say
the word or expression. I think I know what you mean. I think I could understand.
You are not sure how it's make an impact on your reputation, because you said that's good friend of mine, that my partner, and I know you can help him. Can you do something for him, please? And he said, of course, he is your partner, your friend.
Right.
You contact them, but you are not sure how this person will react, if he'll do anything, because you shared your reputation, your power of your word about this person.
True.
Okay, can you please help him, because he is part of mine. He is almost me.
Right.
But you are not sure. What could you do in this situation, Anya?
You have to be really wise, yes, and careful with that, unless you personally know the person to recommend, because this is really important, and in future that could be extremely positive or extremely negative for you if you refer someone. So you have to think long term and make a decision based on what's important for your future career in life. So you have to be careful here if you're not 100% sure yourself, because, and also people change. You know that the same person like 5 years ago had one set of values. They're totally different than the person he's now. So people, they do change. And there's the same person I with 5 years ago, I would recommend him or her, and I was absolutely sure. And 5 years later, the person changed the job, his money situation changed, everything's changed. So I'm not really sure. So this is truly important. And with helping people, there's like two ways to do that: to give them what they want, or teach them, or just point them in the right direction. When the person is like he needs help, he's like sinking, so you need to give them a hand. But he has to do something. When you're helping the person, you give them the hand, and the person has to give you his hand too. You have to meet like 50%, because sometimes in my life I was so impressed with how people wanted to change their life situation. So for me, it didn't seem that I even helped them. It was probably one advice, or maybe it was nothing for me. There was tremendous help for them that they used, and they were very grateful. And sometimes I used to spend hours and lots of energy and resources and lots of things, and the people are still there. And nothing up, and my help was useless. So sometimes people who are seeking and looking for help, you have to differentiate. Is this person what he's doing himself? Because for me, for example, sometimes I do ask people for help, but it's only after I try everything myself, like every possible thing. I work really, really, really hard, and when I don't know what to do next, then I can ask advice or help. Or sometimes people, they just want you to do something instead of them and for them, then they can take it as an advantage. So you have to be really careful, and the most important person that you can help and you should help is you yourself. That's after you set these priorities and you know that everything in your life is taken care of, then you can look at their other people and see what you can do for them. But again, it's important to try with advice. That could be really helpful. And if the person would listen to that and be grateful, then you can do something more.
Anya, are you open for mistakes? Are you open for new experiences? And you don't know what's going to be, what's happened during this recommendation, this context, or you don't know what results can be from your decision, from your next step.
Well, yes. When I moved to New York City, I did not know that many people here, and you have to start building your friendships, contacts, business, everything from the very beginning, from scratch. And this is so difficult because sometimes obviously it takes a lot of time to know the person. And when you meet them first time, they're so nice and friendly and smiling, and you think, oh, you make this mistake that I made a lot of this mistakes when I judged the person by the first impression, and you think, oh, that first person is wonderful, and we can have a long-term friendship together, or build a business, or do something together, and then you give them share so much of your resources, and then this person is taking advantage. That is a mistake. But at the same time, you cannot be completely closed and not trust people, because sometimes when you least expect it, you meet someone absolutely amazing and truly awesome. So I think here it's you kind of have to be open to the mistakes, but always have a plan B, or kind of a cushion. You know where to step. So do not, if you're talking about the people that you meet, the contacts, don't give them too much power. Do not overshare. Be polite, but careful. So you always can be, always the phrase is like, let me think about it. Let me check. Because before, what mistakes that I learned from, what I did, when the person is asking me, oh, let's meet, let's have coffee, let's have dinner, let's just do something, and I would say yes right away, yes, I will just do that immediately, and then sometimes it just happened to be one totally waste of time. Or they're just saying, oh, there is an opportunity for you, and that's something, let's just do something quick. They don't let you time to think. And I was all open to that. And sometimes, there was a lot of resources, and time and energy was wasted. And now what I usually do is that I smile very politely, and I just say, yes, that sounds wonderful, but let me think a little about it. Let me check my plans, my schedule. If I'm available, then I would be happy to do that. So I will do what I can. But let me check first if I have time for that, if I will be in the town, I'll be in the city. And then you have to get distracted from it, and then you look at your plans. What's the most important thing that you could be doing? Helping this person or helping yourself? You have to clearly think. And if it is something valuable, then you see, oh yes, there's absolutely important to spend time with this person, to accept the invitation, then you just call them back, or you write them and say, yes, I'm very happy to accept your invitation, let's make some plans together. Or with other people, when you think, oh, he just wants to take advantage of me, he's just bored. There's some people, they are just, they have a boring life. And when they meet a person like you, for example, who is very positive, interesting, you have a lot of stories to tell, you've been to many places, and they would just invite you, oh, because I'm bored, so you just entertain me. And I think, oh, no, I could be doing something totally different. And then you just tell them, and very politely, yes, thank you. You have to say thank you first. You have to be very polite, because politeness, it's a must. It's a really important thing. Oh, thank you for your invitation. I'm very pleased that thank you for thinking about me. But unfortunately, I'm not able to join you or to come and to accept, because I have the plans that I already made with work, or I have other obligations. Yes, well, that day I have a conference, I have work, I have something. So you don't have to be rude, and don't have to tell people, well, never tell them, oh, you know what, it will be a mistake and a waste of time to spend time with you. Never tell them that. But just tell them that, well, that unfortunately I am busy, and for the nearest future I'm going to be really busy. if something changes in my schedule, I will let you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's great advice, great point of view, Anya. Thank you.
Well,
Anya,
yes.
You achieved a lot in your life. You are living great life.
Thank you.
You're talking with a lot of people. What kind of questions, or what one question would you like to be asked to you, and it's never been asked? What question would you like to answer? For example.
Okay, it's very interesting. I never thought about it because when I was just so busy building my life and living it. Sometimes it just, for a long time I was not even sure if I'm moving into the right direction. And I never thought I have this wisdom that I can share with people and help them. So I just think, I never thought about the question I should be answering. But while you asked, I don't really know. I think maybe I would like to maybe talk and share with people just some things, some basic principles of learning from your mistakes, getting faster from where they are to the place where they want to be. What indicators you have to have in your life? What goals? How to avoid the time wasting and energy wasting. I think that is the most important thing. I would like to maybe talk about the importance of being in a great physical shape, in a very good state of health, because that's what gives you a lot of energy, and to be very selective with people that they meet. So kind of have this, preserve and keep this power, this engine working. And there's a lot of things, but I try to put them into one, and that would be probably the importance of differentiating what's right and what's wrong. And it's different for every person, but you have to be absolutely sure what you want to have in your life and what you do not have. And only then you can truly get where you want to be and create this life which is absolutely truly yours, being honest with yourself, because for a lot of people, unfortunately, they think that the image that they want to create, it's kind of fake. It has nothing to do with happiness. So it's important to know what you really truly want. It's not how you want to seem to other people. It's not about how many likes you have on social media or on Instagram. It's about waking up every day, being grateful, and feeling there's nowhere else you want to be in your life. Just here and now, in this life that you created. You're with the people that inspire you, you're feeling great, you're excited, and you're feeling amazing. I think that's probably would be it, because I can talk a lot about it, because this is truly important, to be honest with yourself and answer the questions. What are your real goals? It's not what people expect from you. If you have people in your life that expect different things from you that you want, you just have to just say goodbye to these people and say hi to the new people in your life.
Yeah.
And that changes
absolutely.
your life.
That's what we started from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Did you notice that in your life when you change the people that you talking every day, and that's how your life changes? Did you notice this?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is truly amazing. Wow, and it is inspiring. That's why I think
It's very inspiring, Kanya, and it's very important to be around this kind of people and talking with you, talking with different kind of people. I just thinking about, wow, I'm so, I learned so much. I don't know what this person know, what kind of experience he has. And it's one of limiting belief, Anya. And it's sometimes I think, oh, my IQ's lower, I don't know this, I don't know that, I don't know how this operate, how to do that, how to do sex. And it's very nice. It's a lot of thoughts about that, Anya, and it's great experience to be in that society, in that around this kind of people to be impressed by them, to value them, to appreciate them.
Absolutely.
Because it's great to see and think, wow, what a smart person, what an intelligent, great person. And when you think about this, you are a little bit changing as well.
Yes, you're growing. I think that's changing for the better. And of course, it's not comfortable to grow.
Yeah.
You know, like when we were little children, we had the clothes of that like tiny small size, and then you growing and you feel like you need to change that. You constantly need
and
to.
I love this feeling, and because we are living, we are growing constantly as a tree, and I feel much more better to be to talk with with that kind of people, to be around that kind of people, to be friends with them.
Yeah,
it's much more better for me, I think, not for everyone, but it's better than to be around the people and say, oh, I'm the smartest one.
True.
Yes.
You know what we say.
A lot of people would love to be in that kind of environment. To say, oh, I'm the smartest one. But these people should work on their self-esteem and self-confidence.
Yeah.
Because when you think, when they're not confident and they don't want to be with people who are smarter, who are better, who are stronger than them.
True.
They should grow their self-esteem and self-confidence. And self-esteem and self-confidence, influence.
Yeah, they influence. Absolutely.
Influence on all aspects of our lives.
Yeah.
When our self-esteem and self-confidence growing, everything growing there. Finances and people around and business and professional.
It's absolutely true. But it's only the self-esteem and confidence only grow and get stronger if they're if you see the real results in your life. And it's a feeling deep inside. You cannot. It's not the skill. It's not like you learn to ride the bicycle, or you learn to swim or speak English. This is different. It has to come from within, and you cannot fake it. You cannot pretend that you're more confident than you are, because it will be visible. It's either you have that or not. And it takes years to develop it. And every day, if you do something to develop this, then it will grow, and eventually it will be totally. You will become a totally different person, much stronger and feeling very powerful. But it's at the same time you can be very nice and friendly, but your inner strength will be visible to other people, which is great. And a lot of people like this, they inspire me a lot. And I think there's one of these things that we do, this interview, it's a great inspiration for me as well. That's why I think that I set this time aside. It's something very important. And I'm sure this interview that we're talking about, the issues that we're discussing, could be very helpful for a lot of people. So I hope that they will listen, and not only listen, but they will that will inspire them to change something in their life, like it once inspired me. Pasha, it was always such a great pleasure to talk to you, and I like your questions, I like your answers. It's great that you have this experience, and you are one of those people with whom I feel that it's like we're speaking the same language, and it doesn't matter is it Russian or English. And it's great inspiration, motivation to just keep things going. So we'll continue to do that. And probably, yeah, next time probably we'll try to do that from Paris, from France. So we'll be like a lot closer. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely, and a great pleasure for me always as well. Yeah. I learned a lot from you.
Thank you.
It's great motivation, inspiration. It's that person I just mentioned before. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed. I'm very respect and appreciate, because you are one of them, and I learn a lot from you. It's great, and it's very nice, good practice for my English. And living here in Moscow, I don't have enough practice in my English, and talking with you today and previous times, I think, I forgot this word, I forgot this grammar, I forgot this sentence. And it's nice. It's nice living comfort zone as well to learn, to remember again, to remember these ideas and thoughts and these words. It's nice. It's very nice. It's
yes,
very nice.
It's growing. It's more self-confident, and you never know when you can need the skill to use. So yeah, definitely. We'll continue to do that, and we'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure. And I wish you a wonderful day today. Have a good weekend. Stay warm in this weather, in the snow in Moscow. And if you're tired of the winter in Moscow, just come over to New York. It's always much warmer there. In New York City, there are 300 sunny days a year. So it's a lot of sun in here. And it's always, you can go and see the flowers in January in Central Park.
Yes.
So definitely.
You'll do that, Anya. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So talk to you next time, and all the very, very best.
Okay, talk to you very soon, and have a great day, and have a safe flight to France. And have a great productive time there.
Thank you.
Talk to you very soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, Pasha. Bye-bye for now. Bye.